All right, so now we've got the handy cam. I'm here with Brittany, my favorite indie filmmaker. We're walking to Hollywood, right down on Melrose, and well, where are we? No, we're at the corner of Doheny and Santa Monica. We just had a couple of drinks. Well, that feels good, man. That tequila, I just pounded the rest of that tequila shot. Feeling good. Over at Dan Tana's next to the Troubadour, and got the little recording button going here. So if this movie goes off really well, I mean, let's just say you're totally happy with everything, and it's done within a year, what is the next step? What are you going to do as far as distribution? How are you going to handle showing it? Are you just going to put it up on YouTube for free? What are you going to do with it?
What I've been advised is festivals.
I want to get the light on your face.
So you want to, with the art film, you want to get to festivals first.
Okay.
And I guess I'll start studying. I've been off and on studying the business side of it and just talk. I have a meeting tomorrow with somebody.
Sorry.
An old friend in the film industry
Much
that I
better,
haven't seen in years. So he's going to have a little sit down with me and give me some advice. But right now, I'm just trying to get it done. Of course, I'm thinking festivals and stuff will be amazing, but I
what
want
festivals?
to...
Cannes, Sundance?
I don't know. You got the big ones, but that's, like they say, that's like 0.0005%, or they say, some people say it's political, some people say, oh, no, that's not true. It's, you know...
No, I'm sure there's probably some politics.
There's so many film festivals.
See, that's one of the reasons...
There's one in Berlin that's focused on just women who make horror movies.
Oh, really?
It's not a big fest, but I'm definitely going to get into that at some point.
Yeah, totally.
So I guess you start somewhat at the top first.
Oh, pardon me.
But if it's like the deadline, if I have to wait a year just to wait for some big festival to accept it, I'm not going to do that. So I guess it depends on when we get it done. If it's close, you know, because I want to get it out. I don't want it to sit there for a year waiting for, you know, some big festival to decide it's okay for them. I'm not going to do that.
Well, I was going to say, now, I mean, you're here in Hollywood doing, you know, working, and you're doing your studies and stuff, but you're in Hollywood. You should do some schmoozing, some networking. I mean, obviously, the movie business is political. Are you trying to find contacts? Are you promoting it? Are you telling people what you're doing?
Yeah, kind of. I'm pretty low key, but like I said, I have a meeting tomorrow. My friend who I'm staying with is the booker of the Chinese theater, and he was pretty impressed with what he saw.
Grauman's Chinese theater?
Yeah. So, but he was giving me advice. Being a theater booker, he was giving me advice about theaters as well, how it's not necessarily making deals with theaters is not always the best way to see any return on your investment, because with the way the accounting goes down. But I thought of also, like, once, if there's a distribution deal, like if it makes it that far and it's a limited time, I'd love to make deals with like indie theaters or like art theaters. I've been following as many of those as I can, and it seems like some of the smaller places would do better. Not the nonprofit funded, it's like famous places, but the places that are more like a work of passion, I think.
Like what? Which can you name?
I don't know them off the top of my head. I mean, I can send you a list I've been like compiling lists of theaters, and I have all that stuff.
Yeah, we don't want to put you on the spot. This isn't easy after all.
I'm just making lists of stuff and making notes, and hopefully get some advice from some people, some friends in the industry, and try to make the right decisions. But
good. Overall,
I really want it to be seen, and I want to make at least my investment back. That would be nice.
Right.
So.
And as far as doing that, the best way to do it would be to get it in theaters.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
And it's all.
I don't want to give up the rights to like some streaming service that's just going to let it sit there.
Well, I don't
nobody's going to see it.
Would that be an option for you? I mean,
I don't know. Who knows? They say the industry's always changing as far as like what people are looking for.
Because I mean, if you were to write a different story, and Netflix approached you, that would probably be your pattern. That would be your that would be the way to do it. But I mean,
Supposedly,
you went
but-
a completely different route.
No. Yeah, I don't know if that's my. I don't know that my stuff is that accessible that somebody like Netflix would want it. I think
Well,
it's kind of niche. Yeah.
No,
There's a
as long
streaming
as it
service
doesn't
called
stink,
Mubi.
I'm sure it would.
Yeah.
Maybe
Have you ever heard of
Netflix-
Mubi?
Moby, yeah.
Mubi, yeah. That's.
Mubi?
I think
Okay.
they would definitely take it, and they're non-exclusive.
What about
I think
like
they're non-exclusive.
Tubi,
Yeah, that's
Tubi does
another
a lot of-
one, but
and then there's
I mean, who
Pluto,
knows?
Pluto TV.
it depends on. I think Mubi is more like curated, and they have like the films of the day from each
Really?
country, and people who are looking for like international art films. That's where they go to. That's where I go to find that kind of stuff.
Really?
I watch everything from 1930s noir to like the most recent indie horror movies that you don't hear about.
I know you've been in your 60 days of 60 horror movies lately, huh?
Yeah, I gotta make up for that tonight and do 2 because I was too hungover yesterday. Just make some kind of like, you know.
Well, as far as like work you're doing your what is it what is the studies? They're called
Yeah.
studies. Yeah, you're doing studies, and also you're a dancer.
Off and on.
You're a stripper,
Pole
Off and on.
dancer,
pole dancer, interchanger, adult entertainer.
Well, no.
Not too adult, but I mean it's adult entertainment because you're dancing for men over the age of 18.
Okay, whatever.
And I mean, as far as like,
Yeah, I got out of that business for a long time, and then you want to make a movie out of your own pocket, you got to find as many different avenues. So you gotta swing around the brass pole a couple of times.
you're good at it. I mean, I'm sure you're good at
Yeah.
it. You're an art model.
It's really good exercise. I'm like, I got a 6-pack again. I've been at a 6-pack
Really?
since I was like 25.
Well, there you go. Right on.
Okay.
Still rated G.
So rated G.
But I'm trying to think. I can't. This is kind of like you're breaking new ground here. You're a person who is doing something that is new and revolutionary, because I can't think of anybody who's made a feature film that comes off the top of my head that is a dancer.
Really?
You
I
know?
think there was. What was that movie? There was one. Juno?
Okay.
She was the director of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you say so. I wasn't aware of that, but that's good. I mean, you would probably have heard about it by now.
I mean, maybe there's.
Might be others. I mean, this is Hollywood. People make money all sorts of ways. You know? And
Yeah.
but the thing is,
I'm
with
old school. I try to, keep
It's-
it a certain.
dancing is legal, though. It's within the bounds of the law. So, that's good.
safe,
It's safe, and you didn't want to do it in San Diego though, because they wanted to have you do a police entertainer's permit. Remember, you didn't want
What
to do
kind of
that.
nonsense is that?
I know.
Shoe is really hurting me.
Really?
Yeah.
She bought some leather over at a store on
Oh,
Melrose
boy.
that are leather and haven't been broken in yet. I tell you, if they're good leather, they have to be broken in. So
yeah.
you're gonna have to go through some torture.
I just wasn't in the mood for this yet. Ouch.
But the good thing about being a dancer is you can go anywhere. Pretty
That's
much
true.
any city in the U.S. has.
That's because, it's not as lucrative as people think, or as it used to be
Oh, right, with the internet.
10, 15, 20 years ago.
If you want
But,
to see a girl, you can just turn on your computer.
yeah, but I think the lure of it that gets people stuck in it more is the freedom, being able to move around and work when you need to work, because I
Right.
wouldn't want to do that as a normal job. It's just too.
As a contractor, I could do that. I'm not on
Yeah,
the
it's
pole.
like being a
I'm
contractor.
I'm working like for people that need work done. I could do that. That's one reason why I thought about moving.
Yeah.
Because there's states where the laws are better.
I'll take a job for 3 to 6 months, but more than that, being on the same schedule, like with my crazy mind and ADHD, I start to lose my marbles.
Really?
I need to be.
What happens when that happens? What's the symptom of Brittany
packing a
Vipon
suitcase and
losing her marbles
disappearing to a foreign country,
and making a movie?
making a movie? Yeah.
That's a good thing, though. That's a good way to be crazy,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
Try to channel it.
I'm thinking, I'm hoping,
something.
I'm hoping you're gonna be doing more of that because
I
the
already
trailer
started
that I
writing
saw.
the next one.
Oh yeah, I saw that on Facebook. You on Instagram, you had mentioned that you were already thinking about doing the next one.
I wrote the synopsis in about the first 3 pages.
What does it tell? Can you tell me about that?
The next one,
Yeah.
it's going to be called Jane the Ripper.
Ooh, another revenge horror flick.
Yes. Who doesn't love an anti-hero?
You found your genre. You found your category. Brittany, the revenge horror flick director for women.
You gotta get your demons out somehow.
So did she kill men? Men that are attracted to her sexually?
What would be the inversion of Jack the Ripper?
Oh, she goes after male prostitutes?
No.
She's a rich woman?
No.
What?
Her clients.
Oh, okay, so she's a prostitute who kills
Jane the Ripper.
clients. Okay, yeah, by the inversion of...
But it's not that simple. It's not that simple.
Okay.
You know, that's just... That would give you a synopsis, but I want to make it tricky, you know.
Geez, we're climbing up the hill here. Sports fans to Sunset Boulevard. And Brittany is taking me on a long walk here.
It was your idea to go to the snake pit.
I know. Well, we're not going to the snake pit. We're going somewhere else. We're just walking.
Well, I'm getting hot.
I know. The snake pit would have been that way on Melrose.
Well, then where are we going, bro?
We're going up the corner and then we're going to turn around and go back.
Fuck you.
I know.
I
Huh?
thought we were going to the snake pit.
Sorry. How's it going?
Thank you. Air conditioning. That's what makes me sick. Sleeping with AC on.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Need it.
I made Brittany walk and talk. She thought we were going to the snake pit.
I thought we were going to the bar. That's why I was walking so fast.
Yeah. Walking fast to get into that bar. No, we were just walking, talking, doing this video interview. But we will go to a proper bar here in a little bit. And so this next one that you want to do, this next movie after Alma Solitaria, is going to be a movie about a hooker who kills her Johns.
Maybe we shouldn't like tell everybody about it.
Oh, okay. Well, you already said that much. We don't have to tell anymore.
Proof of concept yet.
Okay. Proof of concept. What is that exactly? That's some highfalutin
Like a trailer.
movie lingo. Movie
It's
industry
a proof of
lingo.
concept. Like once you've, like I made this trailer, so now I have this proof that I was the one who created this idea.
Oh, really? You couldn't have done it before the trailer?
I mean, I think you can do a script, but not necessarily an idea or an entire concept. And you know, if you have a video that shows proof of concept, not just of like somebody could steal your idea, but they couldn't steal your script if you had copyright.
Oh, that's what it's for, is to copyright everything. To give you a safe copyright.
This particular movie, Alma Solitaire, I don't think anybody could really reproduce. We're not sure if they would even want to, because it's just batshit crazy, but they have no idea what's going on.
Funny.
But if they, it's just surreal. It's too
Nobody
surreal
wanted
that
it's too batshit crazy.
It's so related to my own psyche that I don't think anybody could really.
Really? Our
They
men
could take
are.
a similar idea and do their own version of it, but I don't see why they would.
Say some more about that, Brittany. It's related to your own psyche. I mean, I've always known you as a traveling art model, a very creative person. You know, you used to make little paintings in my room, my apartment when I lived on Point Loma Avenue, and I've still saved them, by the way. I saved them all. And you know, you kind of live your life as an artist, just sort of your life is basically your art form.
For many years it was, and I feel like during that time that I hadn't really done any big projects or anything to show people that I was, had ideas or whatever, but I think I was collecting ideas. I was collecting information about the world and about humanity and art.
Okay.
It's all stored in my brain now, and now I have a lot of ideas to put out.
You said when the motorcycle went by, you said you collected information about stories and art. About what?
Just, all the conversations, traveling the world, meeting people, spending time with strange people, spending time with artists, being a vessel for other people's art as a model, and just all of that time, building up all of that material in my mind.
But I never knew that you had these. I mean, if it's about your life, about what's been going on in your head, it's kind of scary and violent.
Well, yeah.
Is that what's going on in your head? I've never thought of you that way, though. I've never thought of you that way, No, scary and violent? No.
Scary.
Weird, yes.
Weird.
Kind of antagonistic and...
Antagonistic, yeah.
But not that bad.
A lot of the scenes, or many of the scenes, are based straight out of dreams that I had over the years.
Oh, really?
Some of them
Say
going
some more
as
about
far
that.
back as, 18 years, 20 years.
Dreams, huh?
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Dreams that stuck with me and never left.
Like which one? Which scene?
There's
Describe
a
one.
scene where she is wandering through the forest, and these monks come out of nowhere. These come out from behind a bush.
Monks?
Yeah.
Like people of a religious order? They're all
some,
dressed in robes and shit?
Yes.
Huh.
And they have worms, and they have a long white sheet.
They have worms.
Yeah, a bucket of worms.
A bucket of worms.
And a long white sheet.
Okay.
And they wrap the sheet around her, and they fill it up with the worms.
Really?
And then they start praying.
What the? Really?
Yeah.
That was your dream?
That was directly
really
from a dream that I had. Yeah.
That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, it was actually kind of terrifying because...
Okay, stand by, record. Okay.
How much did we lose? We can talk it again.
No, okay, I think we got most of it. Did I hit the standby? Okay. Okay, was the shooting photos? Okay, so you had this dream where the monks, the religious guys come out of the forest.
Yeah.
The protagonist, you, the woman.
Well, actually, it wasn't in the forest when I had it. I had it in the dream. I met an old friend, and he owned a grave plot. He owned land, and there was this voodoo priest that wanted to buy his land. And for some reason, I was trying to talk him out of it. I'm like, don't sell it. It's like sacred land or something. I kept saying that. Huh. So we got into this boat, and we rowed this old rowboat with this voodoo priest, and we rowed across this body of water, and we got to the land, and it was just like a grave plot, like an empty grave. And when I got there, suddenly all these monks, there was this line of people who were like mentally challenged or mentally ill.
The retards.
No, see, you can't say that on camera.
Okay, they're mentally challenged because
edit that.
Because they're mentally challenged because they're slow or because they're crazy.
I don't know. You just threw me off. Well, we'll edit it out. So the people were mentally disabled in some way, and suddenly they were waiting in line, like for these monks to come or something. It was like the day that the monks would come to bless them, but instead of blessing them, they all rushed over to me, and they pulled out this white cloth, and they wrapped it around me, and they started to fill it up with maggots.
Ew.
Yeah, but the maggots were inside the cloth, so they weren't touching me, but they were wrapping it around me. And then they started praying in this like monk language that I couldn't understand. How
old were you when you had this dream?
Like I said, this was during the pandemic. This was not
recently.
Yeah, it's a couple years ago.
Wow.
So I based a scene off of that, and I don't know that it came out the way I wanted it to because we didn't have enough worms. I wasn't going to use maggots because we would have had to get like 1 million maggots, you know?
Huh.
So in Mexico City, there's not a lot of fishing. Like around here, you could probably get a couple buckets of worms, right?
Right.
But Mexico City is not known for worms.
Can't find that there.
So I didn't get enough worms, so it was kind of like a hand. It just didn't.
But you said they were maggots, or were they worms?
In the
Like-
dream, they were maggots.
Okay.
But
You
in
wanted
the-
earthworms,
Well, yeah, I thought it would be.
bloodworms.
It was just the symbolism of it.
Bloodworms would be grosser. Well, they both be pretty gross, but I mean, maggots are smaller and they're more like rice. Worms are like,
Yeah.
bloodworms would be really gross. What do you think in your dream? What do you think? What was going on in your life at the time? What did the worms
It was
represent?
during COVID, and
When you were living in NOLA, or when you were out here in
it
San
was
Diego?
actually when we were driving through Vegas, and we were staying in a motel room, and I had this dream, and I just woke up like with chills in my body. I just felt so a mixture of like ecstatic and terrified. It just had such a effect on me that I thought I should definitely put it into the movie, you know?
Okay.
But I think I looked it up and I was trying to figure out the symbolism of it. And maggots, the thing about maggots is they only eat dead flesh.
Oh,
So like during like
yes.
in the wars, you know, before they had enough medical stuff, they would put maggots in soldiers'
Right.
bones. Because they wouldn't eat the living flesh, they would just eat the dead flesh.
Oh.
So I thought maybe it had something to do with like taking dead parts of me out. It could be like symbolic.
Maybe. I mean, that might have been what you had learned, but the thing is, though, that's like snake oil. I mean, I really don't think that kind of medical treatment really did much good back then. Do you?
Well, it ate the decaying flesh, so that
but
it
they're
wouldn't
carriers
continue.
of- Ugh, they're insects. They could have
Maggots,
disease.
no.
Ugh.
Maggots are clean, actually.